Oh my, this is Ohio in February? Incredible.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Look how nice. Oh, sorry, wind alert. I'm working on my truck. I'm going to put a new fuel pressure regulator on here, which I just did it back in September. It's this part right here. Real easy to get to. I'm going to put an adjustable one on there so I can bump up the pressure a little bit. These trucks like to see a little bit more pressure than what comes set factory, and especially when you've made modifications, like in my case, I've opened up the air intake here by taking out those air horns. I put a K&N filter in, and I'm going to put a cooler thermostat in whenever we get into a little bit warmer weather, even though the weather is warm right now. We'll talk about that in a second. And I've got aftermarket wires and, of course, an aftermarket ignition. Like I said, headers with no catalytic converters. Should I take the cover off the RV? That's a tough one. So it's beautiful outside. It's 64 degrees. There's a slight southerly breeze. And this isn't even the warmest day of the week. Tomorrow, it's going to be 71. Right now, it's 64. Now, that 71, they're talking about maybe it getting up to 73, 74 even. This is, for this area, the warmest February on record ever for the entire month. And you can tell. Now, have we ever got snow in March? Yes. Have we ever had heavy snow in March? Yes. Have we ever had snow in April? Yes. Have we ever had heavy snow in April? Yeah, not a ton, but yeah. Have we ever had snow in May? Yeah, you guys know that from last year. We had May 16th. Again, I'll mention the date again because it was stupid. We had snow. We had snow that day. It didn't stick for the most part, but we did have snow. So that's what I'm contemplating with the RV. The thing is they're predicting a slightly warmer than average or average spring. And spring's just about a week away. Meteorological spring, that is. So I'm thinking about pulling the cover off of the RV. I'll wait till Heidi gets home and we may talk about that. I just released a video talking about that bore scope that I have. I hope that was appropriate for RVs. I really like to look inside my tanks and see if there's any kind of buildup with that. I have yet to garner the courage, though, to drop it in the black tank, but maybe one day. If I have a problem, maybe. So the part that I need, it's coming UPS, and then once it's installed, I'll probably have to make a trip up to Summit Racing. Some of you viewers may recognize that name. It's a performance shop that's in this area, and I used to work there. I've worked there for about 5 years, and used to make the drive every day, and it's not very bad. It's about a 27-mile drive, and it's all pretty much 55 miles an hour the whole way until you get to the expressway. Then it's even more than that. And that's for a gauge. I would like to have my hands on the gauge to make sure that it's going to work for me before I buy it. So I need to see it. But that's what I'm doing today. Heidi's going to be off today, her normal time, maybe a little earlier, like I mentioned again in that previous video. And then she's off for 3 days. If I uncover this RV, I think there might be the temptation of me hooking up and going camping, which isn't a bad thing, except for the ground. And I don't know how many of you remember or have seen the video about what it's like in this part of the country, and there's other parts of the country like this, but for you viewers that are from let's say Florida and all that sand and that real harsh grass, and for you people that might be out in the desert where it's really dry, let me show you what it's like here. The last time we went camping in December, I drove the camper back through the yard like I always do, and you can see the lines are still there. There's still lines there. They're a little bit harder to see, but I think if I line up just right, you can tell. And of course, we got all this where we got little rodents that are digging up the yard too, so it's all soft. So if we go camping, even if it's for a couple of days, once I come back, I'm going to have to drive through the yard to get the camper in position, and then I have to back out of the yard to get the camper back in its spot. It would be good to get it rolling, though. I would like to get the camper rolling down the street and exercising it. And then there's another part of me that says, don't bother. We really would like to go out and enjoy the nice weather, but you know, just it being nice weather around here is good enough. I mean, we've been cooped up in the house, so we'll probably hang out here. Still, it's up in the air. We'll never know. And of course, the other thing is this disaster of a garage. Everything is just everywhere. It's not in a good state of being right now. I've got tools that are spread out. Normally I keep all my tools together. And then this here was supposed to be my sorting table so I could sort out, you know, whatever I needed to start downsizing. But it just didn't happen. This winter just did not let me do that. And it wasn't so much the winter, it's actually because I was busy inside. I still have kerosene that's in my kerosene heater here, my torpedo heater, and of course in the kerosene jug too. It's funny because I just didn't come out here and fire it up to burn it off. I mean, if we have another winter like, you know, this next winter, I really don't need that little heater, which I never thought I'd say that. But then again, I'm not out here working like I used to. Of course, I need to finish what I started with this parts washer. I drained all of the solvent out into those two tanks that are hidden behind this lift or this crane. And I need to clean it out, wipe it off, make it look good, and of course we're selling it. But there's still a part of me that wants to hold on to a lot of this stuff, and I'll tell you why. No, it's not to use the stuff. I don't need a lot of this stuff. But what I would like to do is make an attractive yard sale. I don't want to sell off all the nice items necessarily and then not have any big ticket items that draw people in to not only look at those big ticket items, but also then the smaller stuff we have too. So there's always that part of the sale process. You know, you have to know your audience. You have to know your buyers, and big ticket items always draw people in. That's why you always see the nicest cars parked out front at the car lot. And then once you get in there, even though you may have been attracted to that really nice car, maybe your wallet drives you towards something a little less nice that they have on the lot that you wouldn't have stopped for initially. So that's one of the reasons I'm not really shooting for getting rid of everything right now. We would like to make our yard sale a pretty successful one for this year. This is going to be by far the biggest yard sale that we have. If you guys didn't see our video from our last yard sale that we have, we usually have one every year, although I don't remember if we had one last year. I think we did. I'll have to go back and look at that. The proceeds that we get from that are usually pretty good. We average anywhere from, I don't think we've ever done less than $400 as a family, and we've done as much as $4,500. Of course, that was with me back in the day selling lawn and garden equipment, air compressors, go-karts, cars, stuff like that, in addition to our yard sale. But it was all part of the yard sale. So without the big stuff, the really big stuff, we still have hit around $1,300, $1,500 just with all the stuff that we have. I mean, whenever we bring it out, the one thing that we make sure to let everybody know is, hey, if you want it, make an offer. You know, if you even think about it, if you even think you might want it, make us an offer. And if we find that during the second day of the yard sale, maybe something is you know, getting touched but put back down again, at that point we start paying attention. And again, you have to know your buyers and you have to engage your buyers. So whenever anybody comes in, if they put their hands on it, I'll just say, hey, make me an offer. The price isn't firm. You know, I'll just scream it out. Sometimes startling people, but it gets it done. So that's what I'm doing today. That's what's going on. And I hope that this weather continues. But I know we're going to have a little bit of a cold drop again. And when I say cold, it's just going to get back to average, which is in the mid 30s. And at night, it'll drop down into the you know, low 30s, upper 20s. But then we're moving back up again into you know, a few 50 days and maybe even a 60 day. And it looks like that, you know, at some point we might move back down to closer to the normal, to where we're in the 30s and 40s every day. but nothing like that in sight. So I'm going to enjoy this while I can and get things done. The other thing that I have to do is, again, I got to replace that radiator in the truck because I put that brand new radiator in there's leaking. So I got hold of that woman that runs that parts store up in Alliance, also known as Heidi. And I told her, I said, you need to order another one in because this one's defective. It's well under a year and it's well under warranty. So I'll be doing that too. All right, guys. I really appreciate you watching and hanging on with us. And I hope that if you're experiencing warm weather that you're doing the same thing as me, and that's going outside and enjoying it. And as always, I hope to see you guys out there. Bye.